Sometimes you have a startup and you're looking for a startup business loan with no income proof, no personal guarantee, and you want a large amount and you're kind of confused about the steps you need to follow. Listen, in today's conversation, I will share with you the 5 steps that always get you a fast approval, hands down. So here are those steps. Boss, number 1, I want you to determine how much funding you need. See, if you are looking for a startup business loan, no income proof, no personal guarantee, a large amount, we talk about large amount, but how much is large for you? Right now, are you looking for 100 grand? Are you looking for $50,000? Are you looking for $250,000? Talk to me, boss. Talk to me about how much you need. See, the whole thing is, and I'm not just asking you to throw a number at me randomly, a random number. No, I want you to sit down right now. I want you to write down what you need the money for. Okay, you got to be really clear about how much you need, but everything starts with what you need the money for. Do you need the money for inventory? Talk to me about that. Are you looking for cash to actually maybe rent a warehouse for your business? Do you need cash for marketing? Do you want to do a PPC campaign on Amazon or on social media? Talk to me about that. Do you want to hire staff? See, the thing is, son, daughter, I'm talking to you about you are talking to me about a startup business loan, no income proof, no personal guarantee. But my question to you is real clear: how much you need and what you need the money for. The thing is, if you don't answer that question, the lender is going to ask you anyway. So it's better that you answer that question now. Again, okay? And so what I want you to do, I want you to take a piece of paper, write down what you need the money for. So we got to go expense category by expense category. And at the end, I want you to add up all the expense categories so you have a clear amount of what you need. And what you want to do is you want to add 25% on top of the number you come up with. For example, if you do your calculations and you actually come up with $100,000, you want to apply for 125 because you want to have a little cushion, because the thing is that what if something happens? Stuff happens all the time. So I want you to plan for the unforeseeable. So anytime you are thinking about how much funding you need, like in theory, you always want to add a little something on top of that. And remember that sometimes you might actually apply for a startup business loan and you may not be approved for the amount that you originally applied for. That's why you always want to go high, so that if they actually denied your original amount, at least you'll get something. Okay, really important. Step number 2. You got to decide what kind of startup business loan, no income proof, no personal guarantee you need. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. See, the thing is, when we are strategizing about startup business loans with no income, no personal guarantee, after determining how much funding you need, you got to decide what kind of loan you need. The thing is that you have a smorgasbord, a constellation, a variety of startup business loans with no income proof. People think it's only business term loans. No way, Jose. When we talk about startup business loans with no income proof, we're speaking about business term loans, startup business lines of credit, startup business commercial real estate loans. We are talking about equipment financing arrangements. We're talking about accounts receivable financing arrangement. We're talking about merchant cash advances. We're speaking about cash advances in general. We're talking about revenue-based arrangements, funding arrangements. So you do have a constellation of startup business loans. And it's really important before you actually talk to any lender that you yourself, boss, grandpa, grandma, uncle, and you yourself, son, daughter, you yourself have a clear idea of the startup business loan that you are actually looking for. Okay. And how do you know? Well, it's very simple. I have 2 questions for you. Do you need the money now? That's number 1. Or are you comfortable actually having a line of credit? In other words, basically, if you need the money now for something, let's say you need to maybe renovate something, or you need to hire people, or you need to buy inventory, like you need the cash now, that you want to go for a traditional startup business loan with no income proof. But if you need the cash on a revolving basis, like you don't need the whole amount now, let's say you know that in the next 6 months or 12 months you might need $100,000, but right now you only need 15 grand, then you might want to apply for a startup business line of credit, no income proof. I will basically address the no income proof later on, but I want first to explain to you that the type of loan you go after will be very important in terms of the lenders you deal with and in terms of the eligibility requirements you have to actually satisfy. Very important. Step number 3, I want you to check your eligibility. Boss, grandpa, grandma, you want to have a startup business loan, no income proof, no personal guarantee, a large amount. Okay. You have determined how much funding you need. Okay. You have decided what kind of business loan you need. Okay. What about checking your eligibility? See, the thing is, you don't want to apply for a startup business loan with no income proof, but you realize that you don't qualify based on your situation, because your startup might be different. And sometimes it could be because of the sector you're in. It could be based on your geography, the state you're applying from. It could be the specific products and services that you are actually selling. Sometimes it also depends on yourself, you as the founder. Okay, because see, the whole thing is that if the lender is not asking for income proof, the lender is asking for something else. They're asking for something else. For example, they're asking for your personal credit score. Oh yeah, the lender wants to make sure that you are actually, at least you have 600. Okay, you don't have to provide any proof of income. That's fine, but they will check your personal credit score. They will check your business credit score. If you are a startup, by definition, you have not established a business credit score yet. But if you have a file with Dun & Bradstreet, if you have a DUNS number, they will see your initial payday score. And if you have been in business for, let's say, 6 months already, they will see if you have some kind of basic payday score. Okay, and one thing that the startup business lender will want to pay attention to is your debt to asset ratio. See, they're not asking for proof of income, but they want to see, for example, your balance sheet. And this could be your projected balance sheet. They want to see your projected income statement. Okay. They want to see, like, again, we're speaking about estimated numbers, theoretical numbers. Those are not actual numbers. Okay. They want to see your statement of cash flows, projected, of course. Okay. So to have a clear idea of where your startup actually stands. So long story short, if you really want to impress the lenders, make sure that you have projected financial statements. I'll speak about other documents you need later on, but it's important to be organized. Okay, it's important to be organized, and just go for it. Number 4, you really want to compare lenders. Boss, son, daughter, uncle, the whole family is here. We are speaking about startup business loan, no income proof, no personal guarantee, large amount. How do you get that? How do you actually get it? Okay, for real. The thing is, you have to compare lenders. See, when I'm talking about comparing lenders, and there is a myth out there. People talk about, well, if you go to a regular bank, you will never get a startup business loan with no income proof. That's not true. A lot of folks are talking about things they don't have no idea about, and we have a clear idea about what we're speaking, because we are doing this every single day and have been doing so for the last 35 to 40 years. Okay, we're not just we just didn't wake up and just brush our teeth and come here to speak. No, our team has been in this industry for a while, so we have a clear idea. You can get a startup business loan with no income proof, no personal guarantee, at a regular bank, at a credit union, through an online business lender, or through an alternative lender. Okay, don't let anybody razzle dazzle you telling you that this is not possible. It is possible. The only thing is, you do require a strategy. You need to have a formula for success, and that's what I'm sharing with you in today's conversation. Okay, so when you compare lenders, you got to first start with one thing: where do I have the relationship, the best relationship? This will be your bank. This will be your credit union. Number 2, is my personal finances stable? Because your personal finances must be stable. If you want to qualify for a startup business loan with no income proof, no personal guarantee, a large amount, your personal affairs, financially speaking, must be really, really decent. We're talking about having a positive net worth. So you can't have a broke ass and try to apply for a startup business loan, no income proof. No, it doesn't matter. So relationship, personal situation. By personal situation, I'm talking about also your personal credit score. you must have a good credit score, okay? And you must have proof of income at the personal level. At the business level, they're not asking for income proof, but at the personal level, you need to have a legit source of income. So let me ask you a question. Big decision time, boss. Big decision time. Right now, based on your situation, do you have a great relationship with your bank? Do you have a great relationship with your credit union? Because when we talk about comparing lenders, we're talking about comparing lenders across 4 categories. We're speaking about traditional lenders. Those are our banks and credit unions. We're speaking about alternative lenders, right? Those will be your Kalamata Group, your Balboa Capital. We're speaking about online business lenders. Those will be your Blue Vine. Those will be your Smart Biz. And there's a 4th category. Those are your nonprofit business lenders. Those will be your Kiva, your Acción. So it's important to compare lenders. Number 5, I want you to gather documents and apply. So I want to quickly contextualize today's conversation again by reminding you, boss, of today's topic. We're talking about startup business loan, no income proof, no personal guarantee, large amount, the top 5 things that you need to actually do to actually get a large amount, hands down. Those top 5 things always work. So number 1, determine how much funding you need. Number 2, decide what kind of loan you need. Number 3, you want to check your eligibility. Number 4, you want to compare lenders. And number 5, you want to gather documents and apply. What are we talking about? Well, we talk about gathering documents and apply. Boss, if you have not understood anything I've said today, I want you to remember this. Please take a piece of paper and write this down. To actually apply for a startup business loan, no income proof, no personal guarantee, large amounts, you want to be approved real fast. Number 1, you want to start where you already have a relationship. If you don't have a relationship with an existing bank or a credit union, then that's fine. But if you do, start there. Number 2, you want to go to a branch. Do the whole application process at a branch. Do not apply online. Your ass will be denied. You want to go to a branch. Now, unless you are speaking to an alternative lender or an online lender, don't apply online. But if you're talking to an online lender or alternative lender, yeah, they're set up that way. They want you to apply online. And that way you have no choice. So apply online. But please, always make sure you have at least 4 documents. 4 documents. Don't forget this. You got to have your business plan. You need to have your projected financial statements. You need to have your personal financial statements. And you need to have your business bank accounts. So they will ask you your business bank statements. Those are really important. Those are the 4 primary documents. And then they will ask you for your driver's license or other government ID. They'll ask you for your employment information. You know, they ask for the startup licenses and the formation documents. They'll ask for tax returns for the last 2 years at the personal level. They might ask you for your business insurance policy documents, but those are secondary documents. Okay, so the 4 primary elements I just gave them to you, very important. Let me give you a few pro tips as we are actually moving along in this conversation. See, the whole thing is you can try everything. You've done everything for your startup business loans with no income proof. You have done you have followed everything I've told you, okay? And your ass got denied anyway. Could be really frustrating. You know, right now you're probably listening to me. You're pissed off because your ass got denied several times, and you're just like, you know what? I'm just out of here. You know, I'm not trying anymore because listen, I tried everything. They always deny my ass, whatever. And so you start thinking negative. Start thinking negatively, and I'm here to tell you, stop. I want you to stop thinking that way, and I want you to listen to this. See, there are things you can do if you're rejected for a startup business loan, especially if you are looking for a no income proof loan, okay, no personal guarantee. You have to understand, you first want to start with what kind of information they actually gave you. See, anytime a lender rejects you for a business loan or even a startup business loan, they have to provide a reason why. So I want you to go back to the origins, so to speak, and look at what the lender actually has said, what they said in their letter. Because they denied you, okay, and that's fine. I mean, that's fair enough. I am fighting it. You're not fighting it, okay? What do you do then? Well, they could say, well, maybe your FICO score, your personal FICO score was too low, or maybe your personal financial statements were not interesting enough, or they could say like your bank statements at the personal level, the cash inflows and cash outflows, they're not really interested, or you are in a sector that is a little risky. What I'm trying to say here is that there are reasons that you can actually change, and there are reasons you can't change. You cannot change, really, right? If you really think about it, if a lender rejects you because you are in a specific sector, that's a tough one, because if they don't like your sector, there's nothing you can do about it. It means you have to go to another lender. But if they say, well, your FICO score, personal FICO score is too low, we want 700. Or we want 675 instead of 600. Then you have your plan for the next 3 to 6 months, because all you have to do is actually increase your FICO score and come back, and that lender will approve you. So what I'm trying to say here is that do not despair when you have a bad decision. You want to go back, study the reasons for the denial, and come back strong. It's really important. And even if you have a bad credit score, you can still qualify for a startup business loan with no income proof. It's totally possible. Totally possible. Okay, don't let people actually wrestle dazzle you, telling you it's not possible. It is possible. People are getting funded this year and next, and in the last few years, people are getting funded. No matter the FICO score. The thing is that you got to have a relationship. Everything starts again with the relationship. I really want to emphasize that. Don't underestimate a relationship in anything you do in life, okay? Anything you do in life. I want to give you a bonus before we close to this conversation. See, the whole thing is, if you are looking for a startup business loan with no income proof, no personal guarantee on a large amount, and you have tried the 5 steps that I just gave you earlier and you still don't qualify, just keep in mind that there are some alternatives. There are some startup business loan alternatives, because the whole thing here is, when you really think about it, you are looking for funding for your startup business loan, right? I mean, you're looking for funding for your startup business. You want extra cash. You want cash to take care of business. You want to buy something. You want to buy inventory. You want to pay for stuff. You want to hire staff. You want to expand, and so on and so forth. Now, what if you could actually get the funds through another means, right? I mean, you don't get the funds through a regular loans. Okay, that's fine, but try something else. You can think about a startup business line of credit, for example. This could be a great possibility, because now we're thinking outside the box. We're not actually limiting our thinking to only one thing. We are actually growing. You can also use a crowdfunding platform such as Indiegogo or Kickstarter to actually raise funding for your startup business. Yeah, that's totally possible. And you can also borrow from friends and relatives. Sometimes you don't even know that your friends and relatives can help you actually raise the funds that you need. Yeah. You can also apply for a startup business credit card, for example. Maybe if you need the cash on a revolving basis, then a business credit line or a business credit card could be a great opportunity. Okay. And also, maybe sometimes it's just a lot better to tap into your personal savings. I mean, if you have barnstormed the offices of business lenders and they're still rejecting you, maybe it's time to rely on your own strength, so to speak, to start. And once you have established yourself as a reliable startup in terms of borrowing, then you can actually go out there and just reach out for a traditional lender. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about the top 5 things that always work when it comes to helping you getting a startup business loan, no income proof, no personal guarantee, a large amount at that. Okay, we're not applying for a small ass amount. We're speaking about large amounts. So number 1, determine how much funding you need. Number 2, you want to decide what kind of loan you need. Number 3, check your eligibility. Number 4, you want to compare lenders. And number 5, gather documents and apply. And I give you a few pro tips, and I give you a bonus also. Thank you so much. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.